If you're interested in Bob on ICP, you're definitely going to want to watch this video because blockchain on blockchain is a cool idea. The slogan is Bitcoin's consensus with Doge's utility. It has burned 64% of all the cycles. That said, the hype to me is way overrated. I don't see any good use case for the token, and we're going to dive into this deeper right now. How cool is it that when I screenshotted this, the price was 0.666. Now, the price actually pumped 5 cents and it's up 55% in the last 7 days at the time of filming, but most people are just buying this on narratives, not really thinking things through here. And this already has a $13 million fully diluted market cap. So let's put that in perspective. Right now, to me, the absolute #1 project on ICP is OpenChat. OpenChat only has a $16 million market cap by comparison, and the fully diluted is 16 million. So to me, these two coins represent vastly different investments. With, to me, OpenChat is more than likely extremely undervalued and Bob is overvalued. Now, keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. And I do hold tens of thousands of ICP. I have bought Bob before, but I don't have any. And I do hold tens of thousands of chat. Because here's the critical thing you all are missing. I use OpenChat every single day. If you go to jerrybanfield.com, you will see there's all these channels that I have in here. I actually use OpenChat every single day. But there's almost nothing you can use with Bob. Now, technically, we'll talk about the Bob meme coin launcher. The problem is, though, the Bob meme coin launcher and the Bob token have almost nothing to do with each other. So if you go to the blockchain on blockchain website, which is bob.fun, you will see the information and the miners. The basic idea with Bob is that you burn ICP to then try and mine Bob. Now think about that, though. I don't see that that's a good long-term business system because a lot of people I know have mined Bob and they have lost money doing it. And therefore, if people aren't constantly mining Bob and actually paying more ICP, and then when they do mine it, having to dump it just to get some money back and play again, like this is essentially gambling. You're betting that you can make a profit by burning ICP and getting Bob back. Now, all that works if people are just buying into Bob and thinking this is going to go up, that it's like the ICP equivalent of Bitcoin. But there's almost no utility for the token. This token is completely speculative. There's almost nothing you can do with the actual token. And when you are mining this, I see no incentive to keep it. Because as soon as you get the Bob, you're going to usually want to dump it to try and mine some more Bob. And then when you burn more ICP to mine Bob and you lose money on it, to me, that's a good incentive to stop buying. I would imagine what's going to happen over time with this is that against the price of ICP, Bob will dump. And while we did see this big pump in November and February up until just today, the Bob prices consistently ended up dumping until there's these, speculative pumps. But over the last, from February to June, the Bob price dumped hard against the price of ICP. And the more the price of ICP goes up, the less ICP you'll have to burn to get more cycles to mine Bob. So to me, the more ICP goes up, this is not going to have a great trajectory, because what are you going to do once you buy this? You're just buying it and letting it sitting in a wallet and hope other people find it to be valuable. There's very little you can actually do with the token. And that is a huge problem, especially as the ICP ecosystem expands, as more projects do the exact same thing. This is a high probability of becoming totally irrelevant. And in US dollars, this had its one big pump in December up to $1.71, but overall, all it has done against US dollars is dumped straight down since then. And this little recent pump, I am surprised, why are y'all putting money into this? So many of you are so hyped up that Bob's the future, Bob's going to be like Bitcoin. First of all, Bitcoin sucks. There's almost nothing you can do with it except hold it and hope the price goes up, or use some centralized exchange saying that they have Bitcoin and swap it against other altcoins, which is increasingly not done anymore. Now, Bob does have a really cool platform, launch.bob.fun, which I used to launch my JBBJ meme coin. And this still may be one of the best launch platforms in crypto. But holding the Bob token itself doesn't give you any thing you can do with the meme coin launch platform as far as I can see. So it doesn't give you any ownership in a platform, but it actually continues to get worse, right? So there's this meme coin launch platform which gave Bob a lot of utility, at least the bob.fun website, a lot of utility, and I launched a meme coin on there. So technically my meme coin is a product of bob.fun every day, but I don't need the Bob token to do anything with it. Do you see the problem with that? And now, more recently, we've had Alice say that it's taking ownership of the Bob meme coin, which looked like to me just an exit scheme to try and make money off the Bob ecosystem that perhaps the Bob founder was part of to make some money for themselves. But then what's happened with this recently, if you've looked at the X profile on Bob, they've made a proposal via the Alice DAO that was passed to turn over, transfer control of Bob from Alice to the network nervous system. Now, I think people are buying speculatively on Bob that for some reason they think this is going to be a good thing. And while it's nice that in theory I could then put a proposal in to get control of my JBBJ meme coin directly in the network nervous system, I don't see that this is going to have a good future, as all kinds of tokens can potentially turn over to the network nervous system. But the network nervous system has a lot of proposals already that need to be voted on. Dfinity has the vast majority of the power, so you're really turning this over to Dfinity. And to me, this eliminates all value of the Bob coins. Like, this is, the Bob canisters are being turned over, and this is pretty sketchy that first Alice comes along as this, quote, AI agent, then takes control of Bob and airdrops the Alice token. Now it's being turned over to the network nervous system. All the while, there's no transparency as to who Robert or whoever the person behind Bob actually is. And I don't believe in investing in coins where you can't see who's behind this. So to me, there are a bunch of warning signs here why this is, Bob to me is unlikely to keep up with ICP over the foreseeable future. It has lost a lot of ground lately. And I see this as, there's no reason to buy this. Like, if you look at my portfolio, the main things I have Internet Computer Protocol. You know, a lot of this I bought. I earned some of it working with Dfinity. Water Neuron, I earned this. Open Chat, I earned this. And then my JBBJ meme coin, I actually bought all this myself from the community after initially selling and then buying. You know, I only even took 2% of the initial supply. So Internet Computer has one of the largest research and development team in crypto. My JBBJ meme coin, you can see exactly who's behind that. Open Chat has the absolute best project on ICP with a very transparent team that does fantastic work. And Trax, I earned this working with them, and you can see exactly who's behind that too. And I have a problem when I look at Bob, and it's like, you know, there's some guy in a Telegram group or something, and there's no transparency. So to me, this has all kinds of red flags. Now, this is better than most projects in crypto, I will say, because it's on ICP, because it has a novel use case. So I would much rather have Bob than all these other garbage coins that are off ICP that I talk about. And I like how it's pumped 5 cents today actually it's pumped 20 cents today. But for what? Like, where is this going to go? Why are people going to go hold on to it? You know, my JBBJ meme coin with a market cap that's like 50 times smaller than this is in, you know, to me, 99% of scenarios is going to bring way more money to holders than something like this. So we shall see. This is why I don't hold any Bob. If you've enjoyed this, then I'm a full-time YouTuber. I'm also posting my videos on X again as well. And if you want more Jerry Banfield, subscribe, follow, and you can go to jerrybanfield.com. If you want to schedule a call with me, you can go to jerrybanfield.com, schedule a call with me, and find all the rest of my links there. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.